Okay. Hello guys, namaskara or something. So this will be the first video on this YouTube channel, and I have decided that this channel will be partially English and partially Polish, because yeah. So in this episode, I want to talk a little bit about how it all started for me, how this whole spiritual journey, and why am I wearing Rudraksh Mala right now and not some fancy, chain or something like that. Why I don't wash myself so often as I used to, and why I used to wear the same sweater for 3 months, and why I have beard, why people think that I'm kind of strange sometimes, and why I love it. So if you're interested, then please watch, and I will talk a little bit how it all started. This whole spiritual stuff, I personally don't like spiritual, this word spiritual, because it has so bad connotations. I don't like this word, but unfortunately I have to use it, because I think we are lacking better word in the grammar. So I just would like to say a little bit about myself. So the thing is that I am a yogi. I am something which you could call a spiritual seeker, but I wasn't always like that, and I would like to explain you how it all started. So if you didn't notice, in this episode I'm gonna tell you how it all started. Yes, how it all started. Good question. So it all started like that I was drunk. Yeah, and this is kind of strange. Maybe you thought I was meditating, maybe I was near the forest, but no, bitch, I got drunk. That's how it started, motherfucker. I just got very, very drunk. It was a bachelor's party of my cousin, family member. I'm very sorry, but my vocabulary is not so good. But I think cousin is the right word. If cousin is cousin po polsku. But never mind. I was on bachelor's party. There was a guy who wanted to marry my aunt, something like that. But this aunt is not like older aunt. She's like 4 years older than me. It was back then. It was something like 2 years ago. I was 18 at that time, I think. Yes, I think I was 18 or 19. Probably 18. So, we were on a bachelor's party. It was, like a bar, club, something like that. It was it was shisha bar, as far as I remember. And we were smoking shisha, and, I was traveling from, because, this part of my family is in Łódź, city in Poland. So I had to travel from Warsaw to Łódź, Lodz. I don't know how to say it. To Łódź, and yeah, I was pretty hungry. I was on empty stomach. I didn't know that it is a good thing yet. I didn't know that. So yeah, I just you know, I was traveling by a train. I stopped at a train station. When I reached Łódź, I had some, some small, snack, like one Kinder Bueno. This thing. This is this is the best thing. This is not commercial. No one is paying me for that. But anyway, I used to love it. So I did consume Kinder Bueno. Yes, I did, and I also consumed some bread, white bread. So plain bread. I think this is how you call it. Never mind. So, and then after I went for bachelor's party, at the beginning we were climbing, on the wall. It was quite fun, and then we went to the shisha bar, where there wasn't only shisha, there were other drinks. And yes, you know what I'm talking about. I talk about booze, baby. There were shitloads of booze. Before that, I had never seen that much booze. Really, it was, quite a lot of alcohol, because they gave us beer, but it wasn't like beer in the mug, or how you call it. It was beer in the vase. I don't know how to call it. God damn! It was something like, you know what I'm talking about. Like this kind of thing. So anyone had it. It was like 3 portions of normal beer, right? In this thing. So we had this, and then we had some snacks, some kebab, something like that. I don't know. And we had, something, to freshen our throats. We had a little bit of booze, of vodka, So, we were mixing beer with vodka on an empty stomach. It wasn't such a good thing. At the beginning, I was drinking, it was fun, but I was still drinking. I wanted to keep up with my other cousins who were like drinking a lot. And then I got very drunk. I wasn't that much drunk. I was just poisoned. My body was poisoned. I went to throw up. I threw up in the toilet. I wanted to beg to go back, but then the guy in the club said, "No fucking way. You ain't going in here. Get the fuck out of here, you goddamn piece of shit." So I had to leave, and I've left, and because of love of my cousins, which I am very grateful for. Thank you. They have saved me, and they helped me to reach my grandma's house. So when I reached there, I was feeling completely awful. I never, that was the worst thing, one of the worst physical condition that I have ever been, like really. This thing that something is just like mixing in your stomach, you want to throw up but you can't, something is mixing, and it's like, I just hate it. I hated it, and it was the worst feeling, really. And I was, lying in the bed, my grandma next to me, she gave me some medicine to stop throwing up, I don't remember, or some painkiller, I don't know what it was, but I had to swallow it, like a small tab, and it killed me, dude, like really, it was so awful. Just, I wanted to throw up, but I know that I can't because I want to digest this thing, and it was like probably the worst 10 minutes of my life in terms of physical pain. I never had, I think, that much of physical pain, really. It was awful. So next day I woke up with massive hangover. My grandma, she was very nice to me, which I'm thankful to. She wasn't, judgmental or something. Uh, she was just helping me. She gave me some herbal tea, some green tea, and some toasts. Some light breakfast. To clean the whole shit. And she had to go for the work, to work or something. So I was left alone. And on that stage of my life, I was like seeking something, because before that I had very bad episodes in my life. I was like kind of depressed, unhappy. Most of my life I was actually unhappy, if I have to be honest. Like really, it wasn't cool. It wasn't like crying all the time or trying to kill myself all the time. No, it was like, it was, I was like half alive, which is really not cool. Sometimes I was feeling joyful, sometimes bad, but but inside me there was something like some kind of pain, and anger, and just it wasn't nice, But I had this period of my life, and then I was like, I give a fuck about everything, and I kind of do stuff, but something was like, something in me has awakened, like I wanted to search for something. I was looking for something. I didn't know what. I was playing, in TV show at that time. I'm jak miłość. I'm jak miłość. Maybe you recognize this TV show if you are a Poland citizen, national. I don't know. Yeah. So it was cool. I was excited about it, but still, like, I was open at that time. I was like open, and I don't have better words how to describe it. I was just like, yeah, just open. Like I was like, okay, I don't know nothing. Maybe not in that extent, but I was just like open, And I was there sitting on the sofa drinking green tea, and I was watching some movies because I was feeling like shit. So one thing, that was the only one thing that I could do at that time. So I watched Forrest Gump, which was a nice movie, and then I watched Kung Fu Panda. And this movie, it literally changed my life. Because, before, I was interested in drugs, I was interested in weed, in drugs in general. I was interested, about this, different states of mind, I wanted to feel pleasure inside, and I didn't know how, so I was interested in drugs. I didn't take nothing besides weed, but I was interested, and I wanted to try like, not hardcore guys, because I didn't want to get addicted, I just wanted to feel good. When you are addicted to a drug, then you don't feel good, right? It's not a cool feeling. But I was interested in drugs, and I was doing research online, and then I realized that you can have psychedelic experience through meditation, and that's how I got interested. There was this app, that advertisement was everywhere. This app, Headspace. So I downloaded Headspace. I did this course, and I quite enjoyed it. Not so much. It relaxed me. There was some kind of I was started feeling a little bit nice, but I wasn't doing it regularly. It was like once a week, 2 times a week. It was like, let's do it, let's not do it, something like that. But then I watched Kung Fu Panda when I was sick, when I had hangover, and there was this one sentence which really inspired me, because I have noticed that at that time that those masters in the movies, like Oogway, they were like very peaceful, and some nice aura, some nice. It just, you know, just there was a nice vibe from all it, from, you know, from them. Those, you know, those wise guys were like, like Yoda, Uguay, and, you know, it was fascinating me because uh, they were like, you know, only people who were happy on movies, actually. Really, because most people, they were happy, but they had some problems, and they were sad, and they were happy, but they were like peaceful constantly, and that was fascinating for me, and I wanted to be like them. So, you know, there was Uguay, who, you know, seemed like a cool guy for me, and he said to Panda when he was worried about something that there's a saying that yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why it is called the present. And this thing, it just hit me. It hit me hard, bitch. Really, it just, you know, I realized at that time that the present moment is the only and the best gift ever. Like, there is nothing besides, you know, present moment. This is the only reality. There is nothing else. There is only present. Nothing else, and you get it for free, for no reason. And I think this is the best gift. And now, you know, I at that time I had never looked at it as a gift. You know, I was missing it. And then I realized, wait, this is the only reality. And it very much shook me. And then, when I came back home to Warsaw, from my grandma, I came back to Warsaw. You know, I got interested with Buddhism and all kinds of stuff. You know, I was reading, you know, on Wikipedia about those gurus and stuff, and then I started reading about Buddhism, and there Buddha was talking about the causes of suffering, you know, and then and then there was the sentence that expectations are the cause of the suffering. And I realized, wait, that's fucking true, right? And I got like, you know, like awakened, like I started like wisdom started like flowing out of me, you know, and I started, you know, I wrote something which was called Philosophy of Chrzanowski. Chrzanowski is my surname, right? My second, I don't know, fuck it. You know, this John Chrzanowski, this second thing, I don't know how to call it. Surname, probably. Surname, or something like that. So, and, you know, and many things. I don't agree with everything right now, as I read it now, but, you know, I started having like those glimpses of something, and many times when I was watching some Osho video, or Eckhart Tolle video, or Sadhguru video, you know, these words were, you know, were like my words. You know, I was reading Osho book and I was like, wait, I said the same thing, like, you know, like it was very much resonating, you know, in comparison with, you know, church or something like that, or some philosophy, which was like completely like, you know, out of nowhere, you know, that stuff which was there. And so with this thing, it was like, I think the same. Like, I had the feeling like I was first and then Osho came, you know, like that, you know, many of these of these, you know, pages of book, I had the feeling that those are my words, like I have written that book. I had that feeling. So yeah, so I became very, very hooked on the whole you know, meditation thing. And you know, I learned the story how Buddha got enlightened, and, you know, he was just sitting in one place, you know, at the end. So yeah, I started sitting in one place. At the beginning it was a meditation, it was more like Sadhguru says, sleeping in vertical postures. I was like meditating in, and stuff like that. But yeah, and I had some visions, but those probably weren't visions, because I was probably sleeping, you know a little bit, and I had some parts of the dream, so it wasn't nothing probably. But I was sitting there, and the realizations that came to me were like that humans are so soft, like that, like this life within you is so delicate and so gentle. It was like interesting thing for me, because I felt like so innocent and so like I was like like there was like my heart was out in the open, which is very delicate, like someone peels your skin off, and there is like your flesh, and it just it's very sensitive. That was one of my realizations. And then I realized that actually I don't have to go to school, because I always struggled with school. I fucking hated school. It was the worst thing. Besides social aspect of school, it was awful. And then when I didn't pass to the next grade, and I was there with people, but I couldn't connect with them, so I just dropped school. I went for homeschooling, because I always was scared to do it, because I thought, oh my god, what will be my future and stuff. But then I realized, wait a second, if I will be on homeschooling, I can meditate in that time, I can play guitar, I can sing, learn piano and stuff like that. I could grow, I could develop myself, and so I went that path, and that was the first moment in my life when I cried out of joy. Before I had never cried out of joy. Yeah, I was the first time when I realized I don't have to go to school, that I can drop this fucking bullshit. So I dropped school. I went on homeschooling, where we didn't have to do nothing. Actually, like literally, I wasn't learning at all, like zero, like really. And yeah, and then I had time to meditate, and I started meditating like at the beginning it was like 20 minutes, but I don't remember. But then then I was able to meditate like 1 hour every day, something like 40 to 60 minutes a day. I was meditating. I was just sitting in one place, and most of the time I was just like following my breath, and and then I actually started to meditating. I stopped sleeping, and then after meditation I started, I was like, before it was like that I was sitting in one place, for some time, and then I opened my eyes and I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, like slowed down, like kind of sleepy, like too relaxed. But then after meditation I started like, I was getting energy out of meditation, which was cool. And it became like daily thing. I was meditating every fucking day, and I had some results. It just made me more peaceful, and and I started having some pleasurable experiences in the meditation. So it was like that. And and the important thing is that it wasn't like kind of discipline to meditate hour a day. It was happening by itself. I couldn't stop it. There was a time when I was like, oh my god, I am addicted to meditating, I have to stop. So I wanted to have the Thursday without meditation. I was trying not to, but I couldn't do it, you know. I was like, I'm not meditating today, no way. And then I would just, you know, do something, you know, something, I would just go sit, you know, like that. Now I was like, no, stop. You know, this longing for something was so fucking strong. But later I was able to give up meditation, and I stopped doing it. It was around summer vacation, and I wasn't doing it because I was very much influenced by the movie The Big Lebowski, which I highly recommend watching, you guys. Really, just watch it because it's a fucking great movie. So, you know, I wanted to be like the dude back then. You know, the dude wasn't meditating, man. He was drinking and stuff like that. So, you know, I got involved more with weed, more with, you know, with alcohol, and I was quite happy, really. I was quite happy back then. I was, you know, very chill. And, you know, when there was a time to party, to drink, I always, you know, did those things. And it was very nice, actually. Very nice time. But after like 2 months of not meditating, because, you know, before I was meditating every day for like 4-6 months, I don't know. But, you know, after those 2-3 months of not meditating, when I did this break, because I thought, I'm addicted to meditating, I can't do it, so I will drink, because drinking is not addictive, you know, my logic and stuff. So then I realized that shit, I am angry for no reason again. Because when I started meditating, I, you know, I stopped being angry. I stopped being like tense. I started being like kind of relaxed, because most time, you know, in the past, I was always the most anxious and the most tense guy ever. I was like that. Not even like that. This is cool, actually. I like this feeling, you know, when you have like too much energy and all like, okay, what to do right now? Yes, I'm listening to you. Yes, okay. You know, but then I was like, I don't know, but it wasn't cool. So I realized that some of my issues, which were resolved by meditation, came back to me. And then when I came back from the summer break, which wasn't so nice because I had some fights with my mom, and, you know, because I was kind of angry for no reason, and, you know, and I couldn't handle the situation with ease. I was just like angry. So I came back to meditating, and I sat down, and again I did like 40-50 minutes, and I felt like, wow, it's so cool. I'm not giving up on this shit. So I was doing meditation, and then, you know, I was watching Sadhguru videos, because, you know, I was always searching for the spiritual stuff. I was very intrigued by Osho, you know. Osho became like my guru and stuff, because he's fucking great. But, you know, I came up with Sadhguru, and he was offering, you know, for free some yoga tools. And I, you know, my routine was like, you know, I would do yoga namaskara, which is like, you can see it on YouTube. It is amazing, actually. But then, when I do it right now, I feel very much how it works. But back then, I didn't feel much. But I was doing, you know, this Upa yoga, you know, and it was nice. My meditations were kind of deeper. But then I came in contact with Shambhavi Mudra, which is, you know, practice which you can do for free. You can search it on YouTube. It will be there. Maybe there will be a link below. You can do it. And, you know, this is the meditation where you just hold yoga mudra, and you sit, and you are like focusing, you know, on this point here, like you know, and you are sitting like that. And when I did it, because before I was just like sitting like that, and my eyes were like normally, you know, like that. Like, can't even do it now because I always look up when I went. It was like, you know, like just like something like that, you know. But then, you know, I started to focus in here, and then I read on internet that when you are in deep stages of ecstasy, like, then, you know, then your then your eyeball rolls up, you know, it goes up, and, you know, and stuff like that. And I read that it's gonna be very pleasurable, sex-like pleasure. So I was like, okay, let's do it. I like sex. I was virgin back then, but, you know, So yeah, so I started meditating in that way, and then I was able to go deeper in the meditation, but I started to shake. I started to shake for no reason during meditation, and was like, and I started to develop this strange thing, a clicking tongue for no fucking reason, and but I started developing some kind of pleasure, like very deep pleasure of meditation. Before, it was just like being relaxed, like okay, this is chill, like like massage, going to spa. But then after it was like I am getting involved with some serious pleasure, and then I started to having very very deep, like okay, maybe not very very, but very deep. From my experience, I don't know which state is deep, which not, but those states were very deep. So yeah, and yeah, and and I was like, oh my god, what's happening to me? Because I was like sitting, and then some mudras would came out and was like, some things would some things like that. My hand would just go up, and I would do some mudra, and would do like that. I would just like do stuff like that, and I was like, oh my god, what's happening to me? But I was fascinated, because those things works on you, because then you think, oh my god, I'm meditating good if stuff like that is happening to me. So yeah, and then I went into that state, and I'm still to this date, I'm still in the state that when I start meditating like intensively, then I will start to like shake, to behave like kind of strange, like like something like that will happen, and I can't control it, but yeah, it was something like that, and I was shaking and stuff, and I had like something which we could call happy spiritual life. I was Sadhguru, was giving advices what to eat, so I started eating more raw, and I started eating raw, and I was like, wow, I'm so full of energy, and I started bowing down in front of the trees, and so much love there was inside me, like very shitloads of love, and I was just wanted so much to share this love like with something, because I felt so good and so happy and so blissful. And yeah, and when I was closing my eyes, I would just close my eyes, and I had this feeling in front of me, this black space, because before my eyelids, if those are eyelids, I don't know what the fuck it is, but I was seeing this black space, but behind me, like there was nothing, like infinite space, and I was feeling like that. It was very 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 joyful, so yeah, it was like that, and then I was looking for a girlfriend back then, and I had this app, maybe you know it, Tinder. I had Tinder, and I had some matches, but nothing was working, but then I had a match with a girl. I thought, well, she's kind of cute, and she was the first girl with whom I met. We met, and I thought, wow, she's fucking beautiful. I was very excited, and we started dating. And then I had a girlfriend. I was like, wow, I'm on spiritual journey, and wow, she'll be spiritual as well. And I was like, wow, I'm Shiva, she's Parvati, wow, and stuff like that, And I was kind of attracted to her, not only because of her physical, appearance, which was very nice, but because I just wanted to help someone, because I was like, oh my god, I found a way how not to be miserable, because I had this feeling that I figured it out, all by myself, how to be like happy, and stuff like that. So I wanted to help her, because she had like some serious issues, so yeah. But then it was very short relationship, but we were hanging out really a lot, but after something went wrong, and it wasn't so cool anymore, and yeah, and then we had to break up, and I got so fucking attached to her, like very, very, very intensely, and when we had to break up, she was trying to kill herself because she had some stuff going on, some psychological, stuff, some kind of like schizophrenia shit, It was kind of hardcore for me because, that was my first relationship, so it was pretty hard. And, it just, the whole thing destroyed me because we had to, visit her in the mental asylum. And, it wasn't nice. And I, had this, like vision inside of my head that ghost of her, came up to me with, you know, with cutted arms and stuff because she tried to kill herself and stuff like that. So it was very, very. And then, after that, we were talking in the phone. She was in mental asylum, and she said, John, when I will come back, I will, just throw myself into you. I want to be with you, stuff like that. And I was like, wow, okay, that's cool. And then I wanted to, to see her. But she was, oh, I don't have time, and I don't have time because that was at the time when she was leaving the mental asylum. And I was like, wow, she doesn't have time for her boyfriend? Nice! And yeah, and then she broke up with me. Yeah, and it did hit me very hard. She said, let's be friends and stuff. So it was very, very hard for me because I was rejected by girls shitloads of times before. This was one of my reasons why I had depression, in the past. Yeah. So, yeah, and then I felt the biggest suffering in my life. Really, I have never felt that much, It was so fucking intense, really. I was lying in my bed crying, and the pain was so intense that it became like physical, Right here, I just felt like something like pain, but it wasn't just like physical pain when I hit you here and like, ah, it was like, like mental cycle. It was like the worst thing. It was so intense that if it would last for like 1 week every day, I would just kill myself because it was unbearable. But unfortunately, it wasn't like constantly going on. And I was like, oh my god, what I have to do? And I was like, oh my god, what is it? I was meditating, but still that bitch suffering. I wanted to escape suffering. What the fuck is that? And stuff like that, And then it was very sad because I was trying to meditate, but I couldn't. At that time, I would sit in one place, tried to meditate, but it wasn't possible. It just wasn't possible to meditate, and it was very, very sad because I was trying to do my meditation. It wasn't 1 hour, and it was like 20 minutes, but it wasn't meditating. It was just sitting in one place, but thoughts were just, and I wasn't. There wasn't a distance between me and the thoughts. I was just so deeply involved, and it was so hard. So it was awful. So I was completely desperate. I tried to meditate, I was, before I tried to meditate every single moment of my life, and then I tried to do it when I was in the forest, with my brother. I was like, okay, I give a fuck about suffering. Now I'm meditating, and I tried, and I did it. I was meditating, while being in the forest. By meditation, I mean that you're so focused on the present moment that the thoughts are more silent and they are not affecting you so much because you are like so on, like, and then there is nothing inside you, So I was trying to do it, but I had to use so much fucking force to do it. It was almost exhausting because I was like that, but I would just a little go, some thoughts would get my attention. I was like suffering and stuff. It was so hard. It was so freaking hard, and I couldn't do nothing about it. I was completely destroyed, and I, started smoking, and then I had to smoke CBD. I had to smoke something because without it I would feel like shit. So I had to smoke something. I didn't want to smoke normal marijuana. I had access to it, but I wanted to smoke CBD weed because I didn't want to get, like addicted, because CBD doesn't addict you, so I was smoking it every day, just to feel normal. I wasn't feeling good. I was just to feel normal, because without it I would be like complete crap. And it was very, very intense. And then I heard about it before, but there was this inner engineering stuff, this program by Sadhguru. And I was like, okay, fuck it, let's do it. It's not much. There was a discount because of COVID, so I paid for it. I did the program. I even wrote to her that maybe she wants to do the program, but she didn't want to do a program, to my ex-girlfriend. She said, no, yoga won't help me and stuff like that. I was okay. But this program just showed me something, and just like put my head into right direction, just like that, without breaking my neck. And then I've noticed what is the problem, kind of. I couldn't do nothing about it back then. And then I noticed that, that the whole suffering, everything, I am doing it, And then I had this realization that, why am I suffering? Because, I was like, okay, I am creating this suffering. This is what I've learned in this program, that it's not happening from outside. You are just creating it, And I was like, okay, I am creating this suffering, but why am I doing it? Why I suffer so much? And then I realized that I suffer that much because I want to get God's attention, to get my girlfriend back, It's fucked up, but that was my mechanism. And when I realized that, the suffering kind of became, less. It still was there, very intense, but some kind of distance, happened. And then I was like, wow, okay, it's fucking strange. It's reason to suffer, to get God's attention. But that was true, But because the reason to suffer is always to get somebody's attention. If not God's, then people, then parents, Because this is this childhood mechanism that you don't want something, so you cry, and then the parents take you away from that place where something bad is happening. You get broccoli and you don't want to eat, and they say no, eat it, and they go, okay, have a sweetie. This is how it works, unfortunately. And I wanted to do it with God, but even at that time I wasn't believing in God. So anyway, so yeah, and then I had this program. I was doing it, this inner engineering crash course. You know what I'm talking about if you did the program. And it was quite working, but not so much. But then new option came in, which was doing Shambhavi Mahamudra online, because normally you had to learn it in person, but then it was online. And it was like, okay, I'm doing it. But then I was like, wow, it costs so much. It was like around 500 zloty, 150 euro, I think. Yeah. So I was like, no, this is scam. How can it cost so much? But I was watching Sadhguru's videos when he said that this practice is so great for you, that your health improves, that you become blissful, that people quit cigarettes and stuff. And I was like, no, I don't want to do it. But then I thought, you know what, fuck it. I had some savings because I played in TV shows, so I had money, so I just invested. And I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. Let's do it, I give a fuck, and yeah. And then I did Shambhavi Mahamudra, and that's how the true process began. And I won't tell you nothing more because I want to, do a separate video about Shambhavi. But that would be it. So this is how it all started. This is how my spiritual journey has started, and I gotta tell you, I very, very fucking enjoy being on this journey. This is the best thing that has ever happened to me, and yeah, and I'm very thankful to life in general, because life just puts me in that place, and yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that would be it. This is how it all started for me, and yeah. So wish you a nice day. Namaskaram or goodbye or something. Goodbye.